The documents shook in my grip as the sharply dressed man fixed his gaze on me. His face was blank practiced. Your uncle bequeathed you his entire estate. $70 million. The words felt alien, as if meant for another soul. The city's hum dulled. My heartbeat steadied. I could sense the grime beneath my fingernails, the faint odor of exhaustion on my jacket. 70 million. The same uncle I hadn't contacted in 2 decades. The same uncle my ex-wife labeled worthless kin when she tossed my belongings onto the grass. The man slid the papers toward me. You'll need to sign these now. His voice held a chill beyond mere procedure. I glanced up. His eyes didn't waver. His jaw tightened briefly. Then he spoke words that froze my veins. Your uncle intended you to inherit, but only after you complete his unfinished work. He departed before I could respond. The car door closed with a soft finality, like a vault ceiling shut. That night I rested in a shelter cot for the final time. The papers stayed tucked under my pillow. I didn't read them immediately. I couldn't. I gazed at the ceiling, her memory surfacing. Clara, the woman who once named me her rock. The woman who, in court, smirked as her attorney catalogued every misstep I'd ever taken. The woman who murmured, "You'll die penniless and alone," as if it were a gift. When I finally unfolded the documents, my breath hitched. It wasn't merely inheritance forms. There were letters, photographs, financial records, and a single sheet in my uncle's shaky script. James, the woman you wed isn't who you believe. She and her accomplice stole everything from me and from you. Accomplice. The word slithered in my mind like a viper. He detailed dates, transactions, names. One name stood out instantly. Robert Klein, her attorney. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Haste makes people slip, reveal too much. I secured a room with the small advance the lawyer provided. A shower, a mattress, a lockable door, comfort restored. Then I began gathering. Messages, phone records, asset transfers under her cousin's name. She'd sold our home 3 months post-divorce, well above its worth. But the buyer wasn't an outsider. It was a front company tied to Klein's office. Every clue aligned too neatly. She hadn't just ended our marriage. She'd orchestrated it. The accounts she locked, the assets she claimed were lost, the debts she pinned on me, they all funneled to one source. Her source. I observed her once from afar. She glowed with confidence. Designer jacket, sleek car, same deceptive smile. Klein walked beside her, hand resting on her back like she was his trophy. They laughed, and I realized I'd never truly known her. The final evidence arrived in a sealed packet. My uncle's locked testament, released after legal scrutiny. Inside were 2 items, a notarized will and a recorded statement. My uncle's voice filled the dim room, weary but clear. Clara and Klein deceived me. They forged papers, siphoned my wealth. When I challenged them, they threatened to ruin your reputation, ensure you'd never recover. I'm giving you what remains, James. Settle this. Hold them accountable. I sat in silence for hours. No tears, just calm. I didn't phone her. I didn't raise my voice. Instead, I sent a copy of the recording, no message, no context, straight to her workplace. Registered mail. 3 days later, she called. "James, we should talk." Her voice wavered mid-sentence. I stayed silent, letting the quiet stretch between us. She tried again. "Please, can we meet?" I smiled faintly, though she couldn't see. "Fine," I said calmly. Tomorrow, we met at a downtown cafe, the same spot where we'd finalized our divorce. Fitting symmetry. She entered, looking brittle, her polished facade cracking under dread. Klein trailed her, pale, anxious. I handed them a small drive. "That's the recording. It's already with the lawyer managing my uncle's estate." She blinked. "James, please, you bled him dry," I said softly, "and me, you called me nothing. You said I'd die poor and alone." She reached across the table. "I made an error." "No," I murmured. "You made a decision." Klein's hands shook. He knew what loomed: disbarment, investigations, perhaps jail. I stood, composed, distant. "You both craved everything. Well done, you'll have each other, just not liberty." Then I walked away. The car waited outside. Mine now. I settled into the back seat, watching the city blur through darkened windows. Wealth doesn't mend what's shattered. It only quiets the chaos. The silence felt new, pure. I thought of my uncle, the lost years, the voice that predicted I'd die alone. Maybe so, but not penniless, not erased. I shut my eyes, city lights dancing across my reflection. She aimed to ruin me. Instead, she made me unstoppable. As the car moved forward, I realized I was never the prey, just the one who waited.